What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today I want to share with y'all another physical media haul. Some of it is from the Labor Day weekend sales at a movie trading company, and then others are just stuff that I forgot to show from a previous physical media haul that I got before my surgery. So I had to make up for that. So, but we're going to do that stack first, and then at the end, I'll do the Labor Day sales and stuff because I was able to get an action figure too. So, anyways, the stuff I picked up was from, of course, my Honey Hole recycle books, and then I picked up one item from Game Exchange. So we'll go ahead and start off with the Game Exchange item first, and then we'll go from there. So this thing I picked up, I'm super grateful that I was able to find this because I had took some stuff there that I needed buffered, and I just happened to look at the comic book stuff. It didn't really have a whole lot like from the last time I visited, because keep in mind it's been like 2 months since the last time I visited Game Exchange before my surgery and stuff. So I turned around and I saw this on the shelf. I was like, holy shit, I think this is the one I'm missing. So I had to double check to make sure that I wasn't going to get the same thing, because there was a time where I did buy this particular volume twice. And I was like, damn. So I had to take it back to where I got it from. And they took it, for that store credit and stuff. But anyways, so what am I talking about? This is volume 3 for Batman the Animated Series. I love this thing. So I had been looking to complete this forever, And so, luckily Game Exchange had it, and it was in good condition, so I had them buffer out the discs and stuff. So, yeah, so that they're like the only place in town where I'm at that buffers DVDs and games. They don't do Blu-rays or anything like that, but they can do like PlayStation games and stuff like that. But yeah, it took me forever, because I remember I bought the first 2 volumes. I think I bought those at Walmart years ago, and then I was able to find volume 4 at Recycle Books a few years ago, and then recently, I think either last year or sometime earlier this year, I bought volume 4 again, thinking that was one I was missing, and it wasn't. So that's what I had to take back, and I got store credit for and stuff. So very happy to finally complete my Batman the Animated Series collection. So now we are going to check out the stuff that I got from Recycled Books. So I was able to upgrade these 2 movies, so I'm looking for the other 2 films on Blu-ray, and because I had the DVD box set, which I think I sold or traded or did something with it. And so I've been looking to add these back to the collection. So once I was able to find the Blu-rays, I picked them up. So the first one is Pitch Black. So very happy to have this in the collection finally again. And then the second one is The Chronicles of Riddick. So this is probably the best one out of the 4 movies. So now I'm looking for Riddick on Blu-ray, and then I'm also looking for Dark Fury. It's the little anime, little short film that they did that ties in between Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick. So very happy to have those into the collection. And then next up is one of my favorite action stars today. I have pretty much almost all his solo movies. Not the ones that he played a supporting role, like Snatch or Lock and Stock and Smoking Two Barrels. I think that's what it's called. But this is called Redemption with Jason Statham. So I'm only missing like his newer stuff, like The Working Man, The Wrath of Man, and I think the Beekeeper. So those ones I have yet to pick up yet, but I will get those eventually. But this is what it's called here in the States, but in overseas, I think in Europe and some other parts of the world, it's called Hummingbird. So I do recommend this movie. This is a pretty good movie. And next up are the rest of them are DVDs. So, which I'm very happy to finally have these. I think there's one DVD I think I might go ahead and upgrade anyways, but I grabbed it because it was cheap. I think it was on a clearance. It was on the little clearance thing, but we'll see. All right, so I'm trying to get everything in order, but anyways, so the first one up, I have been looking for this movie for a long time, and it was quite expensive for a while. So once I was able to see this for a few bucks at Recycled Books, I was ecstatic. So I had to grab it. So now pretty much my King Kong collection is complete. So what is it I'm talking about? King Kong Lives. Now, is this the best sequel? No. Is it cheesy and terrible? Yes. But I love it. It's one of my favorite ones I watched as a kid. Well, this, and along with Godzilla 85, when I was a kid, I watched this all the time. And then I watched the one with Jeff Bridges in it, the remake with Jessica Lange and Jeff Bridges. Watched that a lot too. So I probably didn't get to I think I watched the original, the 1933 one, on TV one year when I was a kid. But as far as rental goes, it was this one along with the Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange version, the remake. So yeah, so now I have all the King Kong movies. So I'm very happy about that. All right, next one up is another Jason Statham film, but this is kind of more of like a supporting role, along with Clive Owen and Robert De Niro, which is Killer Elite, which is based on a true story. This is another one I would recommend too as well. So if anybody is a fan of these guys, check it out. All right, so these next ones are different movies, but these were actually made by, I wouldn't say made by him, but the effects that were made by the Stan Winston Studios. This is when Stan Winston was alive, and these came out like in the early 2000s. So these are called Creature Features, and I think I'm missing like maybe two more, but not only did they do the creature effects of these movies, they also did like action figures with their own Stan Winston's toy line or model line, whatever it was. So at the time in the early 2000s, he had his own action figure lines, I should say. So I would like to get some of those. So the first one up is She Creature. It's been a while since I've seen these. So, but I'm glad to finally add these back to the collection. I never had them before. I know I said back to the collection, but I'm happy to have them in the collection now. Now, I've seen this one plenty of times, How to Make a Monster. So, this is actually a really good movie. And then next up is Teenage Caveman. I've seen this one time before. So yeah, those were my recycled books all. So very happy to have these. And so, all right. So next up is the Movie Trading Company haul. So this is one of those where it's like buy one get one free type deal. All right. So then I'll show the action figure. All right, so the first one is a movie, and I think I mentioned earlier how I was going to maybe upgrade it to a Blu-ray, but but this is the Howling Reborn. So I'm trying to complete my Howling run. So now all I need is 5 and 6. So I have all the other ones. I just need 5 and 6. So I think this is the one. This is like the remake or reboot of the franchise. So very happy to have this. And so, and after that, I was able to upgrade my or update my wrestling collection. So whenever I find stuff that I used to have that I didn't have anymore, if I'm able to add it back, I'll pick it up. So there's quite a few out there that I sold, but I want to like to add back to the collection. And there's like 3 of them here, I think, that I used to have, and there's like a couple of them that are new to the collection, but I've seen them before. So this was part of the Howling and the wrestling DVDs were part of the buy 2 get 1 free deal. So that's actually a pretty good deal. Buy 2 get 1 free. Any physical media, so you can combine it with comic books, CDs, whatever, you know. And then their wrestling, not the wrestling, their action figures are 33% off when they have these holiday sales and stuff. So anyways, so yeah. So after the Halloween, this is the wrestling collection. And so I just recently watched these 2. So this one I used to have is called the Monday Night War. So this is actually a pretty good DVD. So back in the day when I used to watch this stuff, when I had it, it probably wasn't as good as you probably would hoped it would be. But now watching it all these years later, like 20, 25 years later after the release, these documentaries actually were a lot better than what the stuff they put out now, because it's not as watered down as it was then. You got to remember, this is like early 2000s. So this was like back when when they first started doing stuff, these documentary style DVDs and stuff. So it's actually, these are actually worth it, you know. So unless if they have it on YouTube on their WWE Vault, I recommend watching it. So this is a recommendation if you don't really know a lot about the Monday Night Wars and stuff. So that's a pretty good insight. Not the best, but it's a lot better than what they have done previously, like lately. Next one up is NWO Back in Black. So I also have the DVD or Blu-ray set with it's called NWO The Revolution, and it's also signed by Kevin Nash. Because when I met Kevin Nash some 10 years ago at one of the toy shops that held one of his signings, he signed it for me. So I was hoping I would get Scott Hall one day, but that never happened. Of course, Hogan, that was never ever going to happen. Wishful thinking. But I would have been pleased to have Nash and Hall both on there, and then X-Pac when he was 6. And then that'd probably be about it, that I would want to have signed, But anyway, so yeah, this was the first DVD that they did, a documentary on the NWO. So this is actually another good one too as well. The only thing I didn't like is that they didn't have Kevin Nash on this one. I wish they did, because it was mainly Hogan and Hall talking about the NWO, and Vince and all that, and Eric Bischoff, I think. And but yeah, Kevin Nash wasn't on there, to my disappointment. So that's another one I would recommend if it's not on the YouTube thing. Now, I don't do a whole lot of pay-per-views. Like, the only pay-per-views that I do really is like all the WrestleManias and stuff. But now I'm kind of starting to get back into it, to buying pay-per-views. Certain pay-per-views. I probably won't go for them. If I see something that I like, then I'll pick it up. But this is like my first pay-per-view I bought that's outside of WWE not outside of WWE, that's outside of WrestleMania that I used to have. And so I used to have this whole set, and it was like a box set, but of course, I sold it. Idiot me. But anyways, so this is 2003 No Way Out. So look at this card. This 2003 is probably peak WWE when it comes to wrestlers and storylines. I mean, that's about as good as you're going to get. It pretty much died down somewhat around 2005-ish, when it came to like a huge cast of stars and stuff, and storylines. So if you really want really good WWE content that's not the golden era or attitude era, The beginning of the ruthless aggression era is where I would begin. You know, if you want really good stuff. So 2002, 3-ish, about 2004-ish. That's those. Excuse me. Those 3 years was probably peak WWE at its finest. You know, when it comes to like everything involved. So, but yeah, very happy to have this. I'm can't wait to dive into this. You know, it's been forever since I watched this. All right, and so next up is The Rock, the People's Champ. I used to have this one as well, so very happy to have this. So this is like one of the very first documentaries. This came out like 2000. What is it? 2000 what? 2000? Yeah. So 2000 is around when they started doing documentaries. You know, how do you say it? I can't even pronounce the word. But where they, you know, I can't even say it. Where, you know, they follow wrestlers' careers, you know, kind of like a documentary. Essentially what it is, really, to be honest. So it came out on VHS at the time. You know, I think the only three people that did was like Triple H and Stone Cold and The Rock, and I think eventually did The Undertaker. So around 2001-ish, 2002, that's when they really start to kick out documentaries. So happy to have this back in the collection again. And this is another one that's new to my collection. And this is Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Hulk Still Rules. So this is a 2-disc DVD set. I've been after this for a while. So very happy to add it to the collection. This came out in 2002. So this is like the first documentary DVD set that they put out of him. And then I have all the other ones too as well. All right, so got one more thing to show y'all. It's an action figure that I got from Movie Trade Company for their sales. Like I mentioned, it was 33% off. And very happy to finally add this to the collection. This thing, I've been wanting to add this for the last 5 years or so, whenever this comic book was released, and then when Playmates announced that was going to make this, and NECA picked up the license too for it as well. So, and I think this is what kickstarted the Origin Styles figures for this particular line. And so what is it I'm talking about? This is Playmates' The Last Ronin turtle figure that's articulated. And like I said, this is what pretty much kickstarted their Origin style turtles when they did the remasters. But anyways, but yeah, this is one that I had been after for about a good 5 years. Never saw it in stores just because this was like it's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. So it is missing some accessories, but it's not a pressing need. Do I want them? Yes. But do I need them? No. But I'm also looking out for the black and white variant for this as well, because this is awesome. This is one of my favorite books. You know, I do have the hardback of the Last Ronin that I picked up. I was meaning to buy the issues when they were released individually at the time, but I never did. But I wasn't in my comic book bag then. But now that I am, I wish I did. But I just went and settled for the hardback. But yeah, this is a great figure. Like I said, it has most of accessories. The only thing I'm missing is the other sai and nunchuck, and then the 4 throwing stars or shurikens, whatever you want to call it. Ninja stars, shurikens, throwing stars. I'm missing those. But I am also looking out for the black and white version of these, of this one. So super, super happy to finally add this to the collection, especially since it's the Playmate style figures. So very happy about that. So, and also during the weekend I picked up a pack of Black and Mild wood tip. So I was out, so I needed another pack. So just added there to the video. But anyways, that's it. That is my haul. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this particular haul. and what your favorite pickups are. And have you seen any of these movies, or have you watched any of these documentaries, or are you a fan of Batman the Animated Series? Or are you interested in collecting the Last Ronin figure that Playmates did in the origin style reimagined articulation, figures? But anyways, comment down below, let me know what you think. And don't forget, words to wisdom: buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.